But we use completing square when it's easy. Use completing the square when it's x squared minus a perfect square, or when it's a linear term squared set next to something else, set next to another constant, and it's easy. But there's an even easier way to do things. We call this, when we're done with that, we just go into the quadratic equation, the quadratic formula. And this is the holy grail of quadratics. You guys have heard me say this out loud in class so many times. X is equal to the negative b divided by 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. Or another way that people like to write it is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. The reason why I prefer this way is because it gives you two sets of information. Two sets of information. First of all, it gives you the axis of symmetry. First, it gives you the axis of symmetry. I hope you guys are writing this down. Axis of symmetry is x equals negative b divided by 2a. That will graph as a vertical line that goes through your vertex, and we learned that this is also equal to the h of your vertex formula, right? Well, when you do it all it also gives you the discriminant to tell you how many real solutions, the discriminant, how many real solutions you have. When combined, it gives you your solutions, gives you your roots. 3, the entire formula gives you the roots, the solutions. So let's practice. So if I have x squared plus x minus 30 equal 0, A, B, C. A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1, C is equal to negative 30. My axis of symmetry, x equals negative b divided by 2a. B is 1 divided by, b is 1, so it's negative 1 divided by 2 times 1, which gives me my axis of symmetry, which is negative 1/2. Okay, so we already know that the h of the vertex form. Well, let's go ahead and find out how many real solutions we have. The discriminant. My discriminant is equal to the square root of b squared minus 4ac. Well, what does that give me? Well, when I see that, that is equal to b squared minus, no, not b squared, but actually, it's actually going to give me 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 30. And when I do that, I get a negative times a negative is a positive, so 1. So 4 times 30 is 120. And so I have 121. This is equal to the square root of 121. Because it's positive, I have, so let's do this, positive 2 real solutions, 2 solutions. If it's equal to 0, 1 solution, real solution. If it's negative, it has a complex solution. And we'll talk about those on our next class period. But right now, since this is positive, we can solve this using the quadratic formula. All we do is substitute that into the formula, which would be, we already know what b is. We already know what the negative of b is, -1, plus or minus the square root of 121, right? All divided by 2, which gives us, we have -1 plus 11, because the square root of 121 is 11, right? Divided by 2, and -1 minus 11 divided by 2, which simplifies to 10 over 2, comma, -12 over 2, which simplifies even further to +5 and -6. There we go. We know what our x solutions are. That's your final card for today. And we're going to work some more problems like that. Go back over this video as many times as you need to understand what I did, okay?